Oh, man that can't defend himself. Big, tough guy.
Yeah, that's right. Big, tough guy.
Welcome once again, my fellow manipulators of Digital Fate. I'm Richie, this is Capricorn. Today we're back at it with another standard deck tech straight out of Tarkir Dragonstorm Early Access, but this one's a little bit special. This was a submission by a community member on Twitch, none other than 𝐒𝐿𝐼𝐋𝐄𝐑, aka 𝐒𝐿𝐼𝐋𝐄𝐑, aka FOOZINACI, whatever he chooses to go by these days. He's been a long-time member of the community over on Twitch. He submitted this deck during Early Access, and it just looked like a pile. A Sultai pile. This deck is called Swoltai. And when I saw this deck, I didn't know what to think, but then when we started to run it in games, it just did so many crazy things. I was like, I still don't even know what to think about this deck, but we absolutely have to show it off to everybody over on YouTube, so we're doing just that today. It was surprising, and it really just sort of enlightened me to a lot of different interactions that are now available in Standard because of this set, and I'm pretty excited about it. Before we break down the deck, please like the video. It helps me get it out to so many more people. It helps the channel grow. Also subscribe so you never miss an upload. Tons of crazy content on the way. I have my final official deck tech from Early Access coming tomorrow, and hopefully we save the best for last, but I'm not going to give away what it is. And then after that, we've already hit the ground running with 4 new brews on launch day, and I've been fine-tuning them ever since, and those will start hitting the channel over the weekend, and I've got some pretty crazy ideas. I took everything I learned during Early Access and just turned it up to 11 and was like, okay, now knowing what I know, what can we do with this set? And I think I came up with some pretty crazy, ridiculous ideas, so I'm excited to get those out to you. But all in due time. Today we're checking out Swoltai. Before we do, please like. Again, I appreciate it so much. Also catch me live over on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/QuarantineCapricorn, because I'm alive and I'm breathing. I'm there and I'm streaming. And I am, in fact, alive. I think I'm finally completely over being sick. It's taken a while. I might sound really sick and be losing my voice in the gameplay in this video. So if I am, I apologize. But I think we're finally over the hump. So thank you for understanding. Let's break down this deck. So this one's called Swoltai, and this was a community submission by none other than our good friend 𝐒𝐿𝐼𝐋𝐄𝐑, 𝐒𝐿𝐼𝐹oozi, FOOZINACI. He goes by all of the names. He's the thing of legends. He is nothing but myth and mist. Okay, this deck is bananas. It looks like an absolute pile, but then it just goes off out of nowhere every single time, and it's absurd. So we had to do it. We had to show you guys what the deck is because it's just bananas. Let's go over it. So first of all, we're using Up the Beanstalk. I know you guys are all sick of Up the Beanstalk, but it's going to draw us a ton of cards because we're also using 6 cards that have the new hybrid mana cost. 3 Rakshas's Bargain and 3 Gurmag Nightwatch. Each of these can be played for just 3 mana in the colors of Sultai, but technically count as 6 drops, so they'll trigger the Up the Beanstalks and draw us extra cards, which is nuts. Rakshas's Bargain in particular lets us look at the top 4, add instant speed, put 2 of them into our hand and the rest into our graveyard. And this deck gets a lot of value off putting stuff in our graveyard, so that is good. Also, the Gurmag Nightwatch kind of does something a little similar. Looks at the top 3 cards of our library. You may put 1 of those back on top of your library, put the rest into your graveyard. So again, it does let us, filter out what we want, keep it on the top of our deck, and let us fill up our graveyard with things we want there. Speaking of things we want there, another new card, Roamer's Routine. Now, if we're hardcasting this, it just costs 3 mana to search for a basic land and put it onto the battlefield tapped, which is not that great, but we don't want to hardcast this, right? Sometimes we will, but mostly what we're looking to do is just dump it in our bin and use the Harmonize cost to play it from our bin. Not only are we not spending a card from our hand, but we can play this for as little as just 1 green mana by tapping something that has 4 power or more to help pay for the cost. So for 1 green mana, we get to ramp out, and it's kind of nuts because we have a lot of creatures in this deck that can help us do that, such as this 2-drop Rot-Curse Rakshasa, another new card. This is a 5/5 Trampler with Decayed for only 2 mana. So the reason it's only 2 mana is because it can't block, and if it attacks you have to sacrifice it. It has these downsides, but Harmonize does not care about those downsides, so you can still tap the Rot-Curse Rakshasa to play out the Roamer's routine from the graveyard for only 1 mana, Harmonized. Excuse me. And then after you're done using and abusing the Rot-Curse Rakshasa, you can just swing in, get some damage in, but most importantly, it just sacrifices itself so that it's in the graveyard so that you can use its renew ability. 2 black mana and X, exile it from your graveyard, put a Decayed counter on each of X target creatures, activate only as a sorcery. Sometimes, if you're past the point of this mattering on the battlefield to pay for things like Harmonize, you might want to just dump this in your graveyard to begin with and use it as like a pseudo sweeper in a way from the graveyard without even spending a card. It's just something in your graveyard, which is also really awesome. In addition, we can also tap down our Axebane Ferox in order to pay for the Roamer's routine. But also, this thing just swings in with Death Touch and Haste and has Ward, Collect Evidence 4, which works well in this deck because we're running a couple Leyline of the Void. So if we're able to start with Leyline of the Void in play, our opponent never has a graveyard, and this Ward, Collect Evidence 4 is essentially hexproof. A 4/4 Death Touch Haste hexproof for 4 is pretty good, and it's even better when you copy it with a Deepfathom Echo, a 4/4 for 4. At the beginning of combat on your turn, this creature explores, and then you may have it become a copy of another creature you control until end of turn. So, not only do you explore, possibly get a counter on this, then you become a copy of the Axebane Ferox with a counter on it. You get to swing in, do the thing, get the pseudo hexproof. It can be absolutely absurd in the right circumstances. Starting at the bottom of the curve, we also have 3 copies of Storm Chaser's Talent. Just reuse all of our value over and over and over again, similar to the Pixie decks. But with level 2, we're able to get back our instants or sorceries, so we can get back that Rakshasa's Bargain, or the Roamer's Routine, or some of the other cards that we haven't talked about yet, and just get a ton of value off Storm Chaser's Talent. In addition, we are rocking 3 copies of This Town Ain't Big Enough, because if you're playing Storm Chaser's Talent, you're playing This Town Ain't Big Enough. But there are a lot of other uses that this card has in this deck, such as just returning an Up the Beanstalk to draw another card when you play it, or returning a Gurmag Nightwatch so you can get the ETB triggers again. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do. We've also got 2 copies of Virtue of Persistence for a little bit of early removal, and since we're easily able to ramp up in this deck in the mid-game, we should be able to drop Virtue of Persistence kind of out of nowhere without our opponent see it coming. And maybe we can get some value off of pulling some creatures out of their graveyard, which would be really nice. Moving on to the 3-drop slot, we have 2 Unholy Annexes, which can just keep filling our hand up with value. But what's cool about the Unholy Annex in this deck, we also have those Rot-Curse Rakshasas, if you haven't forgotten. 2 mana, they count as a demon. So if they just happen to be in play because you're trying to set up for a Harmonize later, you can just start draining with the Unholy Annex as soon as you drop it on turn 3, which is nuts, and then get even more value off, opening the Ritual Chamber later and getting a 6/6 flyer. We've also got 3 copies of Overlord of the Floodpits. It triggers our Up the Beanstalk just as good as anything else. It also gives us a flying win condition that will draw us even more cards, and the deck just works. I can't explain it, people. It's a pile of insanity and chaos. It reminds me of Malcolm. I think his name is Malcolm. Ian Malcolm from Jurassic Park, the Chaotician. Jeff Goldblum's character. It's literally just chaos in a bottle, and I absolutely love it. And it went off so many times. So thank you to 𝐒𝐭𝐻𝐿, Metafoozy, FOOZINACI, whatever you want to call yourself, the legend, for submitting this deck and making me try it, because I wouldn't have thought of it, and it's just kind of crazy. And I do want to add, before we get into the games, I do want to add that it did light bulb moment me to up the Beanstalk with these hybrid mana cards, and I think once the set actually releases, I want to try to brew something that uses just a lot of these hybrid mana cards, maybe even 4 or 5 color, a 4 or 5 color deck with Up the Beanstalk, because I think it could have the potential to just be kind of ridiculous and maybe be an entirely new version of an Up the Beanstalk deck, which could just be awesome. I don't know. We're going to try it, but for now, let's check out the games. Alright, I think we try to use this. We have all of our colors. We've got a Leyline right away. We've got Beanstalks. We will keep the 7. Submit the Leyline. Play the Verge. Let's go, baby. Alright, Island. Up your Beanstalk. We don't draw a land, we just Beanstalk again. I mean, even if we do draw a land, maybe we just Beanstalk again. Aired Archway, huh? Interesting. Interesting. Passage. I think we'll probably find... We need a green or a black. I think green so we can have double green for Axebane. But a green or a black will turn on the Wastewood Verge. So we'll go green. Let's see. Do we want a creature down? Or do we want a Rakshas's Bargain? Let's get a creature down. We'll draw a couple cards. Put one on top of the library. It's actually kind of a hard choice. How about... I think Overlord. Because Overlord will draw us cards off Up the Beanstalk. It would take a few turns of activating Unholy Annex to catch up to what this will draw us. And we would lose life along the way. Bobo, no grumping. No. Come here. My pupper is acting up. Hey. Come here. Stop being a goober. Come here. Come get loved. Alright. We gotta do stuff. Axebane, I think. I think just the sooner we get down the Axebane, the better. Right? Although we could bounce the Market Back Walker and then he can't draw. I don't really love that, though. I think we want the Axebane right now. And to just be aggressive. Yes, put it into our yard. Do it. Alright. So, Axebane essentially has Hexproof. Which is nuts. Absolutely nuts. Hey, what's up, Kuru? Welcome to the stream, my friend. Solemn Simulacrum. I guess We want to get you down as soon as possible so that you can start getting those impending counters off. Discard a card. Sure. And then... do we want him to draw? We could just bounce it. We'll just swing. We'll let him block. It's fine. Oh, he's not gonna block. Interesting. We'll play the Nightwatch. Draw even more cards. Virtue. And we have to discard the Roamer's Routine. Alright. So we could tap our dudes to just fetch lands. I don't think we need to. This this deck just has like unending gas. Right? Just so much gas. Just doesn't stop. So, play a land. I guess we Deepfathom Echo, because it can become a copy of the Axebane. We bounce the Karn. Right. I wish... sure, we'll keep that on top. I don't think we want the 4/4 Axebane to die, so we'll hold it back. We just have, like, stupid card advantage. Look at all of this card advantage. It's insane. Like, what is going on? I'm not gonna lie, this deck seemed like a pile. And now it's just like never-ending value. I guess it is a pile, just in a way I didn't expect. 11/11 Darksteel Colossus, huh? Well, it doesn't have hexproof, so let's play something that we want to return to our hand. And then return it to our hand. This guy. Put you on top. This town, you and you. Draw even more cards. Virtue of Persistence. This guy, go ahead and draw. And he's just gonna scoop. Unending Value from Up the Beanstalk. We're back at it. We've got all of our colors. This looks pretty good. We're gonna keep it. We don't have our Up the Beanstalk, unfortunately, but that's okay. Thank you, Foozy. I think we want the Storm Chaser's talent out, right? Let's just do it. We might need a Virtue of Persistence on 2 and be bummed. Rakshasa. Ooh, say it again. We definitely want to Overlord next turn, so we're just gonna do this. Dump you. Alright, so probably I want a Rakshasa harmonize, but I also want to kill the fear with Virtue. I guess we don't have to yet, right? Play Rakshasa. We will harmonize by tapping the Rakshasa. We will fetch a green land since we're low on you. No attacks. Although we do need black as well. That's okay though. We are ramping. Brasses. Tunnel Grinder. Rakshasa. It's Shasa. 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 When the walls fell. These. We'll do some of this. And we'll some of this to just slow him down and do more damage with our prowess trigger. That's fine. Now we can make a dude not block if we want. Which is awesome. Bobo, come here. Hey, be a good boy. Stop scratching your ears. Okay? No scratch. Baylor, sure. Alright, we've got 5 mana. What do we want to do with it? I guess we'll do this to start. I mean, maybe we just hardcast it. I kind of like hardcasting it in this situation. We'll discard the bargain. Discard the bargain. Play the language. Just start smashing in, baby. Shasha. Rock sassy. Rock sassy. How sassy? You don't even know how sassy, okay? You don't even know. Dude, we could renew and hit it. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to swing with my flyer. Draw some cards. Discard some cards. We got some hard decisions to make right now. One, two. Spend 3. Like, I kind of want to bounce his stuff. Let's do that. You have no blockers ever. Just get out of here. Harmonize. Good lord. Good lord. Black. That's a lot of mana. And a lot of creatures. And he's only at 6. Oh, baby. Stoke. Uh-oh. How many's he got in there? 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh god, we're toast. Congratulations, you won the internet. Congratulations, you won the internet. Oh god. Oh god. Oh boy. And the menace is a problem. Good night. Good night. Good fight. Thanks so much for checking out my channel. I'd like to give a huge shout out to all of my patrons over at Patreon. Without you guys, this channel would not be possible, so honestly, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of your contributions. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe. The more likes we get and the quicker we get them, the bigger this channel will grow and the faster it will grow. I'd love nothing more than this channel to become something very special for you guys, but it's entirely up to you how fast that happens. Also, if you'd like more deck text, that's somewhere over there. And if you'd like to see what else the channel's been up to lately, that's somewhere up that way. Also, subscribe, circle below, do all the things.